You ever wonder why a lack of response can ruin your whole day? You keep checking your phone obsessively and you start to question your own sense of self-worth. This also happens that maybe somebody invalidated you or somebody said something which was mean, and you end up letting it take so much space in your head that it ruins your whole day. You post a story and you keep going back to see who liked it, who watched it, just because you're curious, but also you want to see who liked it. These things might seem meaningless, but these are the cues on what is going on inside the internal world. Dr. Nicole LePera said, every time you seek approval, you abandon yourself. So every time you're waiting for that text, every time you are texting your 3 friends to help you decide that outfit, every time you need feedback before you feel confident, or if someone said, oh, this doesn't look nice on you, it really ruins your whole day. There is something much deeper going on there. I used to be this girl who wanted to be fit and who wanted to lose weight just because I thought then I will be worthy of love, then someone will love me, then my mom will be happy with me, and then I will be the cool girl. But actually, when I finally did the inner work and I understood the why and the how, this is when the habits finally started to stick, and this is when the shift happened, which I'm going to share in this video. So this video is not superficial, it's something that I have gone through, and I'm also going to share some core identity affirmations which will help you shift your self-image and the way that you view yourself. So stick with me until the end of this video. Psychologist Carl Rogers wrote, "The curious paradox is once I understand it, then I can change it." So in this video, we are going to understand what are the 4 main causes why we seek external validation, and once we understand the cause, we're going to look at 3 simple tools which we can apply right now to be more confident, to not seek, to not run after this approval, to not let this external environment disturb our internal peace. I'm also going to share the 4-step method which you can use every single time to shift the focus back to yourself. So without waiting, let's cut the ties and give your power back. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Umama, a consultant turned entrepreneur based in Paris, and on this channel we talk about all the things that we can do to improve ourselves to live more happier and fulfilled lives. Why do we do this? The first reason is childhood conditioning. For instance, you might have noticed that a little kid who falls or who gets hurt will always look at the mom to see if he's in pain or it's just normal play. And this happens because the frontal lobe is not developed at that time. So the children, because their brain is not mature, they look to the adults to seek approval if this is something harmful or if this is okay. The thing is, our frontal lobe is now developed, but we are still using the mechanism which was only meant to serve us when we were little kids. This protection mechanism has now become a cage. The second reason is fear of failure. Your brain feels that if you try something new, something out of the box, you will not be accepted anymore. So it keeps you paralyzed in this safety net, in your comfort zone, so that you never try anything new, and you know it very well, nothing grows in the comfort zone. The third reason, and this might require deeper work and an intervention of a proper psychologist or a psychiatrist, but this is childhood trauma. If you were faced with emotional neglect or criticism and you were not loved unconditionally, it was conditional based on performance, based on if you were a nice person, then these external validation, people-pleasing mechanisms come into place. Psychologist Dr. Hillman said, we don't want constant validation, we just want enough validation to offset the invalidation that we have experienced as little kids. And the 4th reason is gender dynamics. Studies have shown that women are way more prone to seek external validation just because of societal factors, because we are taught to be good, to be nice, to be picked, to be chosen. But pleasing everyone will drain you and you will end up abandoning your own self. Now that we have understood the why, the main reasons why we seek external validation, Then we move on to 3 practical tools that we can use. The first one is shifting the locus of control to internal center. Epictetus said, "The essence of philosophy is that a man should so live that his happiness shall depend as little as possible on external things." So anytime you feel disturbed, take a pause and shift the focus back to yourself and protect your peace from these external forces. So how do you ground yourself? There is a simple research-backed 4-step framework which you can use. The first step is acknowledge your wins. If you feel that somebody disturbed your sense of self-worth, you start to list your strengths, your growth, your integrity. Stop comparing yourself with anyone. Just see how far you have come in this game. The second is notice the craving and ask yourself, what is it really saying to me? Why do I crave this external validation so much? Why is this pinching me so much? And how can I give it to myself? The third is let go. Like literally just let go of trying to control others, other people's opinions, other people's comments. Just let go. It's not your problem. Whatever they say, sometimes don't even seek to understand why they said to you. Anything they said, it's okay. Maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they didn't understand. Maybe they meant something else. It's good. Let it go. The fourth is, and I think it is so important, especially again for us girls, it is to redefine success. What really defines your happiness or success in life? It is not tied to being married, to be picked by someone, to have an amazing job, to have a 6-figure salary. If you keep tying yourself to performance, this is a recipe for disaster. Because when this job will be taken away from you, when this husband, when this family, when this house, when you are depending on things which can and are so temporary, if you are depending on these things, then you will never be enough because these things can change in a second. Then are you less worthy of love because these things are not available to you anymore? Brings us seamlessly to the third tool, which is to have some daily rituals which ground you. The first, and I cannot emphasize, I feel I talk about it in every single video, it is to digital detox. Set some time for social media because if you keep adding this chaos in your head, there is no way you are going to have this calm, peaceful state. Second is prayer. Maybe it's meditation, maybe it's the daily prayer. Take your time to reorganize, shift your focus, okay, this is what I'm focusing on. I'm just focusing on Allah. I'm just focusing on my purpose. I'm just doing what I was born to do. And this really helps you see life from a bigger picture if you really take the time for prayer as the time to disconnect. It is gratitude journaling, and Sam, this is also one of the practices which has literally made me realize that what I have is way more than the things that I hope for or the things which make me feel like maybe I'm not good enough. So then you start to realize what I have is already enough. Who I am is already enough, and that is what matters. And the fourth is, instead of waiting for any other person to affirm you, you start doing these value and identity affirmations to yourself. So what are affirmations? You repeat to yourself certain beliefs, certain words, which will help you shift your reality. With value affirmations, you reinforce to yourself, I'm kind, I'm honest, I want to please Allah. Like, you ground yourself in the virtues, in the good values that you carry. These remind you that your worth is inherent. It is not earned, it is not something that you work for, and it is not something which is defined by your output and your performance. So you tell yourself, I'm enough exactly as I am. My worth is not based on how much I do, but on who I am. I do not have to earn love or approval to deserve it. I am whole even when I am still growing. I exist, therefore I matter. I am loved by Allah. The place where Allah put me is perfect for me. And honestly, when you start to remind yourself that you are enough as you are right now, not when you lose 5 kg, not when you get that dream job, not when you get married and are looking perfect in the worldly standards. No, you will not be enough, and no, you will not be enough in that point of time. You have actually arrived. You are enough in the now. When you realize that, everything changes. You don't need 100 likes to be accepted. You don't need a reply to feel whole. And you really don't have to shrink yourself to be accepted and loved by other people. Your own validation is the only thing that matters. And I would also add, who are you in the eyes of Allah? If He loves you, if He thinks you are right, if He knows that you are kind, you're trying your best, then what else matters? People will find you and they will resonate with you once you start resonating with yourself, with your purpose, with your Allah. If this hit home, please let me know in the comments. I really hope it was useful, and don't forget to share it with someone who might need this. And inshallah, I will see you next time. Assalamu alaikum.